In this video, we're going to see if we can transform this McLaren 540C. As you can see, the car is in quite a sorry state. We're going to be doing some performance and visual upgrades on this car, including wheels, tyres, spoiler, suspension, exhaust and some tuning. It's getting a full makeover as this car, but before we do any work on it, it needs to go into the dyno cell, get loaded onto the dyno, and we can do some baseline pulls to make sure the engine and gearbox is nice and healthy. Once that's done, we can get it into the workshop and start on the work, so we'll see you there. So before we get the car on the dyno, we need to make sure that this engine has actually got oil in it, and I'll show you how to do it so you can check the oil on your McLaren yourself. So at this point you need to press the brake firmly and it'll tell you to apply the throttle. It takes 40 seconds and the car will just go through a procedure, and at the end of it it'll tell you if it's low or where it should be based on that gauge. Oil level okay, so we can get it on the dyno now. After testing the McLaren on the dyno, we can confirm that engine and gearbox is perfectly fine. We can now proceed with the work. We need to remove the wheels so we can get the brake calipers off so they can be sent away for refurbishment. So here we have the stock catback from the 540C, and to the left we have the Quicksilver ceramic coated non-resonated version. So as you can see, the Quicksilver version is quite a lot smaller than the stock McLaren version. Instead of using the bulky heat shielding from the factory exhaust system, Quicksilver have ceramic coated this system to keep the heat under control whilst keeping it weighing a lot less than the factory exhaust system. So let's get this installed in the car and we can see what it sounds like later on. The brake calipers are now back, which have been fully refurbished and painted in McLaren orange. We then install some DS Performance brake pads and then reinstall the McLaren decals. Next up is the carbon fibre wing. Whilst the car is here, we have recommended a service to the customer. This includes new ignition coils and spark plugs, performance air filters and some Miller's EE Performance 550 oil. Here we have a set of staggered HRE P201s finished in satin bronze, wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tyres, which will completely change the way the car drives and looks. Right, so we've finished tuning the 540C now. The car's making 594 wheel horsepower and 510 foot-pound of torque. When we originally dynoed this car, it made a peak power of 515 wheel horsepower and 380 foot-pound of torque at the wheels. So we've gained an extra 120 foot-pound of torque at the rear wheels and nearly 100 wheel horsepower. So you can see from the graph, thin line is before, thick line is after. The torque through the mid-range is epic. Obviously the 540C is just a detuned version of the 570S. So with it being the 540C, it's the lowest power that they're doing this in this model. So the increase in power is insane because it's making tuned 570S power now. So the car's tuned. We've got to take the car off the dyno, send it round into the detailing bay where it's going to be getting a full correction, and then once that's done we can take it out on the road and we can test it out and make sure it's all good. So we'll see you there. So there we have it guys, the car is complete. It's been round in the detailing booth, having a detail for the last couple of days, and the car looks epic. So let's show you it and let's see what you think. Right guys, that's another build complete, and what an epic transformation on this car. If you've liked this video, make sure you've liked, subscribed, and we'll see you in the next one.